Oh hi, I didn't see you there.
Yo, look, it's Abby.
Welcome to my channel, I'm 𝕊𝕬𝕒𝕝, and today we're going to be reacting to Am I the A-hole? Except I don't really curse like that, so we're gonna rename it to Am I the Litterbox? Obviously, we're cat themed over here. Meow. If you don't know, now you know. Technically, I do know saying Am I the A-hole still isn't cursing, but it doesn't feel right in my mouth. Sounds are coming out. So to be or not to be the Litterbox is the question. Am I the Litterbox for changing my mind on buying con tickets from my ex? Okay. My ex and I broke up 2 months ago. When we were dating, he bought 2 tickets from a major convention in my state. For context, my ex was never an anime fan. In April, I had asked him to go to a con and to do couple cosplay together, and he made excuses on why he didn't want to go. Too much people, him not liking anime, him not knowing the characters, him having OCD, him not trusting stuff from China, and that I have to learn to do things like that by myself. Valid reasons. I was salty, but I accepted it and never went to the con since I had no one to go with. Aw, I'm sorry, I would go with you. I have gone to cons by myself, and it's just a funner experience when you're with your friends. I could have gone by myself, but it's lonely going to a con alone. I know! A few weeks later, a male friend asked if I wanted to go to my state's biggest con in August. He also likes anime, and I've known him for a few years. I say yeah, since I had no one to go with anyways. I tell my ex-boyfriend this, and he gets upset with me because I should have at least asked him if he wanted to go, etc. Okay. Coming from the person that doesn't like anime, doesn't want to go, doesn't know the characters, even though he could get to know the characters. Okay, let's move on. We will withhold judgment. I told him it made no sense and reminded him that he didn't want to go to the first one, so I didn't bother asking him. He changes his mind and he buys tickets to the major con and tells me. I'm surprised but happy. I tell my friend never mind, I'm going with my boyfriend. He says okay, and we can meet up at the con and he can meet my boyfriend. We broke up last month and the con is the next month. It was last minute, so the tickets were sold out. I couldn't buy them if I wanted to, so I asked my ex if I could buy the tickets off of him. He argues and says it's not fair that I get to go to the con when we were supposed to go together, and that we could still go together. I can smell the audacity coming from this. I was firm in our breakup and I had no desire to see him as I believed it was dangerous to meet up alone. Facts, okay, and that is your right. So I said no and I offered to buy the extra ticket and give another friend. He says okay. I found out recently I have to travel out of the country and I can't make it to the con, so I told him I can't buy the tickets from him. He tells me he paid over $157 for the tickets and he's losing out on money because he doesn't even want to go to the con and only bought them to go with me. I apologized and reminded him that I never asked him to buy the tickets and he bought them in a fit of insecurity, facts, and I had only offered to buy my ticket because I thought I was going, and only offered to buy the extra ticket because it was a loss just to be nice. He says I'm evil for doing that to him, but people are entitled to change their minds, right? Like the con's a month away, it's not like I changed my mind last minute, and I'm not gonna lie, I do feel bad that it's a loss, but had I not asked to buy them to begin with, what would he have done with it? So am I the Litterbox? Thoughts? Okay, so first off, there's a few intricacies here. So first, he didn't want to go until you said that one of your friends were going, a friend that you had been friends with for several years before. So he literally bought the tickets without even checking with you first, because what if their friend had bought tickets for both of them and then her boyfriend ended up buying tickets just because he was like, I don't want you going with your friend, even though I said I didn't want to go with you. So honestly, I think buying the tickets from him would have been nice. Like, it's probably something that I would have probably done, is just bought the tickets just so it can be over with so I don't have to hear anything else about it. But he went out, he bought the tickets. That's not your fault. I do understand though that the OP said like they'll buy the tickets off of him, so maybe he was expecting to get that money back, but I mean, well, he's just gonna have to sell these tickets to somebody else or take the loss. So let's look at the comments. Okay, not the Litterbox, and I'm glad you guys broke up because he sounds exhausting. He does sound exhausting. I was exhausted reading that. This one says, but had I not asked to buy them to begin with, what would he have done with it? Yeah, I agree with this comment, because if you wouldn't have offered to even buy the tickets off him in the first place, he would have still taken the loss. At least like you buying it would have given him back money in his pocket, but he went out and decided to buy those tickets. All right, so we are declaring you not the litter box. All right, on to the next one. Am I the litter box for refusing to bring my cousin to Among Us Con with me? Okay, so as the oldest, I already kind of feel like they're not the litter box, but I will withhold my judgment until we're done reading through this. I am 18 female and I have been going to Anime Con pretty regularly for a few years. I usually go with my friends and it's our little annual outing where we cosplay, have fun, and just relax for a bit. This year especially, the next con I'm going to visit will be important for me because I value more time with my friends since I see them less often because of college. Yeah, that's hard. It's hard to meet up with friends, especially during that time period. And because I will try out a cosplay contest. I worked a lot for my costume. It took me hours of research and sewing. However, when I saw my aunt yesterday, she told me, "Are you going to XCon, OP? Leo, fake name, would like to go. Can you bring him?" First of all, okay, I will withhold judgment, but I experienced this as the oldest all the time. It was always told to me "Oh, take your younger sibling with you, take your cousin." And I was like, but I want to go do stuff by myself. I want to go hang out with just my friends at the mall. I don't want to be responsible for looking after someone while I'm trying to be out here having fun. Anyways, let's get this straight. I really don't want to bring Leo. He is a 13-year-old boy that I see maybe 3 times a year, so she doesn't even really have a solid relationship with him. Here are the following reasons why. Leo and I are not close. Okay, yep, called that. I don't want to spend an entire day with him. Valid. 2, I want to spend time with my friends. 3, my friends and I don't want a kid in our group. 4, I will be in a cosplay contest, so I can't keep him with. 5, since I'm 18 and he is 13, I will be responsible for watching him, which is a big no. And 6, it wouldn't be practical at all in regard to the plan I already established with my friends. We like to get up early to prepare our cosplay and to be there when the con begins. Besides, we can be a bit chaotic in this setting and it wouldn't be suitable for a 13-year-old boy. I think all of these are very valid, first of all. I answered to my aunt the argument 2, 4, and 6. You should throw all of them in there. Excluding the chaotic part. But she said that since Leo is my cousin, I should try to include him anyways because he really wants to go. I still refused and she said I was being unfair and that bringing him is a nice thing to do, implying I am the litter box if I refuse. My grandparents and my uncle sided with her. My parents understands both sides and won't stand up for me. So am I the litter box for refusing to bring him? P.S. I want to add that my aunts and uncle can bring him. It would just be bothersome for them to actually spend the day in the con since mangas don't interest them. Look, I'm gonna just use that last sentence right there. His parents are more than capable of bringing them to the con. Why is that responsibility being put on you because you're going? They're saying it would be bothersome for them to actually spend the day in the con, but they're not thinking it might be bothersome for you to watch over someone that you don't really spend a lot of time with for the entire day. And in fact, having a cosplay contest, there's going to be a period of time where you just can't watch them. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Not the litter box here. No way is a litter box. I can understand this, and maybe younger siblings don't understand this as well, but as the older sibling, always happened to take my younger siblings everywhere. There were times where I just wanted to hang out with my friends and I couldn't properly do that because I had to keep an eye out on my siblings and I had to make sure they weren't getting any trouble. I was also cautious about what they were saying around my friends because sometimes younger siblings like to kind of act a little more than they usually do just because they're around extra people. Also, going back to reason 3, your friends and you don't want a kid in your group. Look, even as an adult, we'll take my recent cruise that I went on. I was at a cruise and I was going to the elevator and this kid comes out of nowhere and runs and falls on the floor. And I'm looking around what the heck? Where did this kid just come from? And the parent walks after them and then looks at me like I tripped their kid or something. I'm like, you're not even watching your kid. And already at these cons, you have to already experience, at least the ones in my area, kids that are just running around without their adult. Their adult might be around, but for the most part, they're just running around. So for me, for my next cruise, I am definitely doing a kidless cruise, with Virgin Voyages. Okay, let's see what some of these comments say. Okay, not the litter box. This is a special event that you worked hard to prepare for. Tell them this event is a friends-only event and you are participating in a contest during it. Because of this, you won't be able to be responsible for your younger cousin during the event. Let them know you'll be happy to escort your cousin to some other event or activity another time. And the OP says, I won't be happy to escort him anywhere, to be honest, but if it keeps the peace. Also, like, I don't like how their parents didn't stand up for them for OP in this post, because, like, why? I don't get why people like to put the responsibility on people for their kids. Like, as the mom, they should have been like, if you have the time to go to this manga con, my kid worked really hard on their costume. They're not going to be able to watch over your kid, especially like what happens if they're in the contest and then the 13-year-old just starts acting up. What is she supposed to do? Oh, let me run off stage really quick so I can go get this cousin. I really think that they should have stood up for OP here, and for the grandparents and uncles siding with the aunt. They are the litter box. And here's another comment, not the litter box. I hate it when parents try to pawn off responsibilities to siblings, younger family members. What 18-year-old wants to hang out with a 13-year-old? And what parent thinks it's appropriate for their 13-year-old to hang out with a group of 18-year-olds? Tell them that you will not be able to keep an eye on him, plus having him around you and your friends will not be age appropriate. Okay, facts, yeah. Maybe voicing it out of concern for your cousin, worried you'd lose him in a crowd, etc., would help instead of going the I don't want to take him route. And OP said, that def won't be appropriate. Some of my friends decided to wear some skimpy costumes this year. Nothing outrageous, but it's not appropriate for a 13-year-old. I'll be taking your advice into account though. And what you said is actually true anyways. Yep, so we all agree, not the litter box here. Their parents want them to go to this manga con so badly they could take them. Am I the litter box? I told my girlfriend I don't want to hear about her cosplay hobby anymore. Okay, let's continue reading. I, 23 male, and my girlfriend, 20 female, have been going out for almost 10 months now. We've known each other for 3 years now, and she has always been the complete opposite of me. She is a cosplayer, which is the main point. She's cosplayed so many people, and before we got together, her outfits were either super conservative or very revealing. She's outgoing, charismatic, intelligent, and kind, and very confident in herself, whereas I'm not. Okay. Recently, it's been brought to my attention by her that she is going to start making her cosplay. She chose Merlin from SDS. The outfit is very revealing, and although it's more cheeks than anything, I end up telling her that I no longer wanted to hear about her cosplay. I said it makes me feel weird that she chooses these outfits to wear out of like the other ones she's done before. I didn't want to hear about any updates with her cosplay or her conventions, only that she is alive and safe. Okay. She mentioned that she's always cosplayed with outfits like that. Okay, see, I was gonna try to finish reading this, but I was literally thinking that. They said, hold on, let's go back up to the top. Before we got together, her outfits were either super conservative or very revealing, meaning 23 male new girlfriend already did cosplays like this. So it's not anything new. And you know what this reminds me of is kind of like the people that go after, let's just say like these Instagram baddies. They got these baddie outfits on, they got their makeup on point, and then when they get with someone into a relationship, the partner now wants them to dial back how they dress. It's like, excuse me, first of all, you knew I dressed like this before we got together, and now you want me to change how I'm dressing? Huh? She mentioned that she's always cosplayed with outfits like that and refuses to change her cosplay and called me insecure. As she should. I'm sorry, as she should. It's been almost 2 weeks since our conversation and she's still upset with me about it, but I think she's being ridiculous. Am I the litter box? Yes, yeah. And I'm sorry, like, it's been 3 years, like, I'm positive that this is nothing new. Like, you've been going out with them for 10 months, but this is nothing new if you've known them for 3 years and they've been cosplaying these outfits. You literally said it in your post that she used to either wear super conservative or very revealing outfits. So I think she's right to be upset with you. And also, like, maybe opposites don't attract in this scenario, so maybe she's thinking of what she wants to do next. Okay, let's look at some of these comments. You're the litter box. You've known her for 3 years and you suddenly draw the line now? You admit yourself that you're complete opposites, and while opposites attract, like stay together. Listen to her hobby, as I'm sure she listens to yours. You do have hobbies, right? Yeah! Oh my gosh, I got squirreled by the one part of the girlfriend saying that they've always cosplayed with outfits like that, and I completely forgot that OP decided, oh, I don't want to listen to your hobby. I don't want to listen to whatever you're doing. I wouldn't talk to you either. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't say that she isn't talking to him, but it does say that it says 2 weeks since their last conversation. So I think it's radio silence. I think that's safe to assume. But yeah, I wouldn't want to talk to them either. If they're shooting me down about like one of my passions, I'd be pretty mad too. Am I the litter box for not wearing the cosplay costume my husband made me? Okay, a little background first. 26 female, is married to Eric, 26 male, for 2 years now. We met at a Comic-Con type event and immediately hit it off. Oh, that's so cute! Wait, hold on, but this is on a Reddit. Let me wait. We both share our love towards cosplay, video games, and a lot more. I was into cosplay since I was a kid. In college, I found some like-minded friends, and we were hitting many comic conventions with our awesome costumes. But I was never a good designer nor a seamstress. It was always buy something that I like and do little mods and add accessories kind of deal, but I enjoyed it a lot. I also want to throw in here, whether you buy your cosplays, commission them, make them yourself, cosplay really should just be fun for everyone. Like that's the whole idea behind the hobby, right? Like for you to enjoy yourself, have fun, express yourself through these characters. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now. It was during this time I met Eric, and oh golly, he's a master designer and he's good with electronic stuff too. Ooh, that's cool. Like I wonder if he does like those type of LED lights and stuff. Like I want to make one of those light up dresses, like Cinderella or something like that. He makes these really awesome costumes with lights. I was just saying this, with lights and stuff that is on another level when compared with what I do. His proudest achievement is an Iron Man costume with a light-up arc reactor, eyes, and palm rockets, which is a sight to behold at night. That sounds so cool. I want to see it. Anyway, after we met, he made costumes for me also, and we hit conventions like it was no one's business. I love that. Okay, coming to the problem now. My college friends invited me to a convention a month ago, and I said yes. I decided to go as Starlight from The Boys, and I did not mention this explicitly to Eric. Today, Eric surprised me with an ongoing project of ours. We were on our way making a 𝕊𝕦𝕤𝕚𝕚 costume. I hope I'm saying that right. We were on our way making a 𝕊𝕦𝕚𝕚 costume for me for a convention that's later this year. Eric had finished the costume early to surprise me for the convention next week. Mind you, this is a very complicated piece to put on, and it has some electrical plugs too while putting it on, which I'm not too comfortable doing alone. I said I already decided on going as Starlight, and he asked to show the costumes, so I showed the one-piece Starlight costume I got for this event. He said it was a typical, slushy, we're just gonna say that. A typical slushy hot girl costume. I said maybe I want to be a slushy hot girl. I'm a hot girl, I do hot with my friends, and not be completely out of place at a not too fancy convention with a fancy sophisticated costume. I just wanted to be simple and wanted to feel sexy in my hometown with my old friends. I could see that he was very hurt by my remark, and I said I can still wear to the original convention according to our plans anyways. He said still I should have mentioned about my costume earlier, so he could not have rushed the 𝕊𝕦𝕤𝕚𝕚 costume. Okay, I was thinking this. I was thinking that maybe she told him that she was going to go to this convention with her friends, and so he was probably like, oh man, now I gotta finish up this costume really quick so that way she can have it prepared and ready to go to the convention. Then I told him that he should have asked me first and that it's not his responsibility to make me costumes for everything. Yeah, I do think that he should have asked you first. But I do see that he probably was trying to rush it to make sure that you had something ready. He had to leave for work, so this is where we stand now. Sorry for the long rant. I'm typing this all to calm down my nerves a bit because we've never had an argument of this magnitude before. Am I the litter box here? Oh, and it's something like you both love. I know that's probably heart-wrenching too to have an argument about this. P.S. I read this all again and I wanted to clarify that when he said slushy, it was not disrespectful. We review a lot of costumes on our free time and we give them a slushiness rating out of 10 amongst other scores. I have worn 10 out of 10 slushiness costumes with and without him before, and it's not an issue. It's just that he thinks the store-made ones are too generic. Okay, thoughts. So I don't think that they are the litter box here. I don't think that their husband is a litter box either. Like, I think this was just a case of not even miscommunication, but lack of communication from both ends. I kind of feel like if the husband is used to making the costumes for you both to go to conventions, that could have led them into automatically assuming that they needed to finish this costume for the OP. But also for the OP side, they probably just said like, hey, I'm going to this convention, and maybe could have just added in like, I already have a costume, you know, this is a costume that I'm wearing, not saying like, oh, you don't have to finish this other costume for me, but saying like, I have something prepared already. So I am going to vote this not the litter box. Let's look at some comments. Okay, not the litter box. This is one of those early marriage communication issues, y'all. That's what I will say again. That comes up and gives you a good opportunity to talk about things like expectations and plans. It sounds like you both could have been better at communicating in this particular instance. An earlier chat of, hey honey, I'm going to wear Starlight to this convention could have helped your husband manage his time and workload a little better. Your husband also could have asked you what you plan to wear and not pushed himself based on his own assumptions. I just remind him that you're grateful for all the work that he put into the costume and that you're looking forward to wearing it next time, and hopefully he will understand that sometimes you just want a chill, easy costume. And the OP responded saying, I will definitely tell him about how grateful I am about the costume he made. It's an awesome costume, really, just too much trouble for a reunion kind of event. Thank you very much for the reply. I'll try to be better with communication in the future. I think also with her friends, the OP maybe didn't want to like outshine her friends, especially if this is like a reunion type of thing, because if they're all coming in, let's say like generic Powerpuff Girl costumes or something, and then she comes all decked out as Iron Man, which that's not the case here, but she comes all decked out as Iron Man, it's gonna seem out of place and maybe might take away from the experience. Like, I'm all for, though, hold on, I'm all for supporting my friends. Like, if my friend comes and says, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be ready to, you know, take pictures for them and stuff like that to support them while they're in their awesome costume. But like, maybe she just wanted it to be chill, just walk around the convention all together without maybe being stopped for pictures and stuff while she was there. So this is not the litter box. All right, I have saved the best for last. Well, I guess we'll see. Am I the litter box for turning a wedding dress into a cosplay rather than letting my cousin have it for her wedding? Okay. Initial thoughts? Put them in the comments. I want to see what you say. I'll give you a second. Meow, 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 meow. I, 27 female, am an avid cosplayer. My girlfriend, 28 female, and I go to all conventions we can and have a lot of fun making our costumes together and prepping for the year. 3 months ago, my girlfriend and I and my cousin, 30 female, went around charity shops looking for pieces we can turn into cosplays. My cousin isn't a cosplayer, but she tagged along as she likes a good bargain hunt. In the thrift shop we went to, we found in a window an old school wedding dress. It had a few stains and minor rips, but all in all was in good condition. Ooh, I wonder what cosplay they were doing. Like, were they doing like a corpse bride? I've always wanted to do a corpse bride cosplay, so like I keep an eye out for wedding dresses when I go to the thrift store. My girlfriend and I joked with my cousin that she should buy it for her wedding, but she turned her nose up at it, stating she wanted brand new and she'd not be caught dead in an old-fashioned dress. Okay. Interesting. We let it go, and my girlfriend was the one to point out to me if we did some alterations, it'd be a perfect dupe for Sarah's ball gown and Jim Henson's Labyrinth, which is our favorite movie. I realized she was right and asked her if she wanted to make this our next major matching costume. Oh, that's cute. She agreed. For the convention season of 2025, it will be Jareth and Sarah. I bought the dress and my cousin made a few jokes about it, but we heard nothing back from her. Not until 2 days ago. Dun, dun, dun! I've been posting progress of my dress on social media and it's finally done and looks amazing. My cousin told me she'd not found a dress she likes, and I've done wonders with this dress, that she changed her mind and she'd be happy to meet the price I paid. I see where this is going. And even throw in an extra $100 for my time fixing it up. I think that's pounds actually. 100 pounds for my time fixing it up. I laughed and asked if she was joking. She told me she was deadly serious, and I told her that wasn't happening. Okay, yeah, because first of all, time. time is definitely not being factored into that $100. Secondly, like any additional stuff that they had to pick up from the fabric store, like maybe ribbons or something, or dye or whatever they had to do to the dress, like that's extra money as well out of their pocket. This led to a fight and I was getting annoyed. My girlfriend took the phone at this point and told her she had a chance to get the dress and that it's a cosplay now, not a wedding dress. Which, first of all, this is totally valid because she was there, she was making jokes about it, she had the chance to get this wedding dress. They even told her she should get it. I mean, they joked about it, so maybe she didn't take it serious or maybe she couldn't see the potential. But like, you know, you said what you said, you wanted brand new, and now you're like, ooh, I see all this nice work that you put into this, now I want that. You know what this cousin could have done? Knowing that their cousin is a cosplayer, they probably could have asked them like, hey, would I be able to pay you to maybe redo a dress for me? Like if she saw that, but I don't think that's where this story is going. We've since been bombarded by my family trying to get in contact. Oh, brother. Some pleading, some trying to cajole, some trying to cajole, and others straight up berating us for not letting my cousin buy the dress, or even better yet, being a good cousin and gifting it to them. That I shouldn't turn a charity shop wedding dress into a costume, as it stopped brides who really needed it having it. I'm guessing that means from having it. I'm getting stressed and upset with this, and my girlfriend is currently fielding any calls we get and telling them off for upsetting me. She's a wonder, and I'm so grateful to have her with me for this. Yeah, that's rough, and it's really good to have someone in your corner, especially if your family is just calling you up, like just berating you, telling you like, give her the dress. I know that you put all this time and dedication and work into it, but give her the dress. Like, maybe, hear me out, maybe they can help the cousin go find and buy a dress. You're not just gonna come swoop in after you had the chance to get this dress and be like, mine now. Am I the litter box though? I'm starting to worry because of the widespread reaction. This is the first time I bought a wedding dress to convert like this, but it was already damaged and I brought it back to life. Surely it's better than being ignored like it was. Yeah, I'm gonna say not the litter box here. And for a few reasons, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but this cousin had the chance to get the wedding dress at the time. She quite literally turned her nose up at it. Like, even if the OP is adding extra details, like, you know how there's always two sides to the story, bare bones facts. The cousin had the chance to buy the wedding dress, they decided not to. What's probably happening is maybe they're getting down to the wire and they can't find a wedding dress that they like, and instead of maybe commissioning from their cousin to get a wedding dress made, they're like, oh no, I want that wedding dress. And I think it's also really messed up that the family is all just attacking her for this. Like, this was her money that she paid for and time that she put into this wedding dress, and I wouldn't just give it over either. But if that makes them the litter box, I'm probably a litter box too. Hi, I'm Sassy. I'm a litter box. Before I move on to the comments, what are your thoughts on this? Are they the litter box or not? All right, our first comment comes from Suspicious Zombie 788. Not the litter box. She thought the dress was ugly and didn't want a thrifted dress for her wedding. She didn't see the dress's potential. After all of your hard work and additional time and money, she realizes she made a mistake and now wants a cheaper option for her wedding. Tough. She missed her chance with this dress. At most, I'd offer to go thrifting to find a second-hand dress she can use, assuming there is still time. And the OP responded here saying that her wedding is in August of 2025, so there is for sure time. I'm not interested in doing work on a second-hand dress for her after all this drama though, so I doubt she'd want that. Look, I honestly would not want to do anything for this cousin, because if she's acting like this for a dress that she didn't buy, imagine how she'd be acting if you were actually working on a dress for her. And for the cousin to go from not wanting this dress at all to now wanting it is probably because the poster did a lot of alterations to it. I mean, it sounds like they do cosplay a lot of times, so they probably know how to sew. They could have probably seam ripped certain places, probably reused parts of the dress, and still kept just kind of like the base of it for structure, but they probably put a lot of just dedication into this, so you could probably see that with the dress. Okay, another comment, not the litter box. You bought it and spent time fixing it up. Plus she made it clear in pretty strong terms she didn't want it. And this is a quote from the original poster. We've since been bombarded by my family trying to get in contact, some pleading, some trying to cajole, and others straight up berating us for not letting my cousin buy the dress, or even better yet, being a good cousin and gifting it to her. Oh, just reading that again angers me. Like the audacity to just think that I should just donate this to you. Like, she plans to use this. I don't think they're understanding that. Like, she plans to use this for a cosplay, and her just gifting it to the cousin who probably won't want to give it back. Like, if it was something like, maybe I could maybe see like the cousin renting it for her wedding. I don't know a whole lot of people that rent their wedding dresses. Like, they want to keep it for the memories. They'll probably want to keep it as a memento. So this also means she wouldn't even get this cosplay back. And then what? The OP needs to go out, find another wedding dress, and then put more work into another dress when she could have just kept her first one. And for all of that, the cousin can go out and do that. Okay, back to the comment. So they talked about how the family was bombarding them. They can butt out. What is it with grown adults running to their families and getting them to bully people, as well as expecting to benefit from someone else's money and work? Your cousin is an entitled, immature litter box. Amen. Can the church say amen? Amen. I just like this comment. It made me chuckle. Analogy Addict says, you're the litter box for not sharing pictures of the dress, but the rest, not the litter box. People are so ridiculously entitled. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't share a picture of the dress with us. Do better next time. No, I'm kidding. But yes, the final verdict is not the litter box here. If you made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate your time today. I hope that you have a wonderful day, whatever day it is when this is uploaded. Don't forget to paw the like button, maybe even, paw the subscribe button a little bit, I don't know. And I'll see you all next time. Okay, bye!